Hello everyone and welcome back to Cowboy Updates News. It's a home of breaking news and trade rumors to a deep analysis and inside update you will not find anywhere else about the Dallas Cowboy. I hope each and every one of you is doing amazing today wherever you are watching from around the world. So if you are new here, you are highly welcome to this first growing Cowboys family. And if you are one our a loyal returning viewer, we truly appreciate you for always coming back for supporting and being parts of the journey with us. This channel continues to grow because of you and we never take that granted. So before we dive into it today latest Dallas Cowboy updates, most exciting Dallas Cowboy updates, take just a second, only 5 seconds to make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you didn't make subscribe, and if you have been make subscription, you are most and highly welcome. If you have not, if you make subscribe, please trust me, you will do not want to be left out, especially during a crucial period where so many big decisions are being made on a Dallas Cowboy. And to everyone who has already subscribed, liked videos and shared the channel with others, thank you so much for your support. Means everything and it helps us to bring you more consistent and highly quality Cowboys contents every single day. Now before we get into the news, I want to hear directly from you because of your opinion matter here. So when you look at everything that is happening right now in the Dallas Cowboy, how do you honestly feel about the ways the Dallas Cowboy are building this team? Do you believe the front office is making the right move? Or do you see this roster become strong enough to compete for a championship? Or you are still think there are a key area that needs a serious improvement? So your answer is needed in the parts of the comments. So are you confident in the leadership, the coaching decisions, and the direction of the team is heading in, or are you still waiting to be convinced? This is the time to speak your mind, so go on down in the comment section and let your voice be heard. We want really opinion, really reaction, and really decisions from a true Cowboys fans, because of at the end of the day, this is more just a team, this is a community, this is a person, and this is what we bring us all together. So alright, with all that being said, get ready because today update I packed with important information, interesting development, and something you definitely do not want to miss. So let's dive straight into Dallas Cowboy update and see exactly what is going on with an American team, Dallas Cowboy. So the Dallas Cowboy are once again at the center of attention as they aggressively look to reshape their roster with a new move of talent ahead of 2026 season. With expectations rising and pressure building around owner Jerry Jones, the front office is exploring a multiple avenues to bring in fresh players who can immediately contribute and elevate the teams back into a serious Super Bowl contention. One of the most talked about names linked to a Dallas Cowboy is Ashton Gentry. He is a dynamic running back out of Boise State, known for his explosiveness, vision, and ability to break tackles. Gentry has quickly climbed the draft board and is viewed as a potential game changer in the Cowboys' backfield. Coming from a Boy State Blancos football, he brings a versatile skills set that could completely the current offensive structure led by a quarterback Dak Prescott. Another key prospect the Cowboys are heavily scouting is Xavier Wolf from a Texas Longhorns football. Wolf is a widely recognized for his innate speed and deep threat ability, making him an ideal candidate to strengthen a defense and open up opportunities for the rest of the offense. Pairing him with established playmaker could significantly improve the Cowboys' passing attack. Defensively, the Cowboys are showing a strong interest in Ajersa Newton, a powerful interior defensive lineman from the Illinois Fighting Illini football. Newton's ability to disrupt the line of scrimmage and apply pressure up the middle makes him a valuable asset for defense that already features stars like Micah Parsons. His addition could make a defensive front even more dominant in NFL. So in the secondary, the Cowboys are evaluating a Cooper DeJean from Joe Hawkins football. Adejan is known for his versatility, capable of playing a cornerback and safety at the high level. His football IQ and playmaking ability have made him one of the most intriguing defensive prospects in upcoming draft. On the offensive line, protecting a Dak Prescott remains a top priority, and Cowboys have their eyes on Tellis Fuaga from Oregon State Beavers. Fuaga's physicality and consistency in pass protection could help to solidify the offense line, an area that has faced inconsistency in a recent season. So the Cowboys are also exploring options at linebacker, including Adrian Cooper from a Texas A&M Aggies football. Cooper brings a speed, tackling ability, and sideline to a sideline range, making him a strong candidate to enhance the team's defensive depth. As the offensive unfolds, it is clear that the Dallas Cowboys are not standing still, but the organization is carefully evaluating talent from across the college football, targeting players who do not only possess athletic ability but also the mindset and the discipline required to succeed at the professional level. With the leadership of Jerry Jones and the coaching staff, the Cowboys are determined to build a roster capable of competing with the very best in the NFL. So if this potential signing become reality, the Cowboys could be entering a new era defined by a youth, speed, and explosive playmaking on both sides of the ball. So the fans are eagerly watching every move, hoping that this new class of players will finally bring championship glory back to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys found themselves at a crucial turning point as 2026 off-season continues to unfold. With the growing pressure from the fans, analysts, and even within the organization itself to finally translate talent into postseason success. For the years, the Cowboys have been one of the most talked about the teams in the NFL, yet their inability to reach the Super Bowl has remained a constant source of frustration. Now, under the leadership of the owner Jerry Jones, the franchise is making a bold and calculated moves, aimed at changing that narrative once and for all. At the center of everything remains a quarterback, Dak Prescott, whose future continues to be one of the most closely watched storylines in Dallas. Prescott has shown flashes of unerring performances, consistency, putting up a strong number during the regular season, but the questions still linger about his ability to lead the team deep into a playoff. Despite the criticism, the Cowboys organization continues to express confidence in him as their franchise leader, and there is growing belief that with a large supporting crust, so a Prescott can finally break through. One of the biggest areas of focus for the Dallas Cowboy front office have been the offensive side of the ball. After evaluating last season, it became clear that while the team has weapons, there is still a need for a more explosiveness and consistency. The emergence of a CeeDee Lamb as a true number one receiver has been a major positive as he continues to develop into one of the number and receiver has been a major positive as he continues to develop into one of the league most dangerous playmakers. However, the team is actively exploring ways to add another dynamic receiver to complement him and create a more balanced and unpredictable offense. The running game has also been under review, especially after changes in a backfield over the past season. So the Cowboys are looking for a more reliable and explosive rushing attacks that can take pressure off Prescott and control the tempo of the games. This has led to increased scouting activity and a serious consideration of a young running back who can bring a speed and versatility to the offense. A long-term deal, but there is no indication that the Dallas Cowboys will even entertain an extension at this point. That's why a Bleacher Report, Christopher Knox, says a draft day trade is possible for the Dallas Cowboys to extend the long contract with George Pickens. So what would shake up the entire NFL draft? According to ESPN's Todd Archer, the Cowboys have not had discussions with Pickens about a long-term deal. If an extension doesn't seem either likely or sensible, trading Pickens and getting a receiver on a rookie contract could be an option, an oxalot. It might not be an option for a Dallas Cowboy where are likely to exercise. However, if prospects like Arizona State, Jordan Crimson, and Ohio State are Cornell Tate or Mukai Lemon is sitting there, whether a Dallas is on the clock, it's one that could become more appealing, and having a Pickens land with another team while a top receiver comes off the board to the Dallas could certainly send a shockwave through the NFL. Assuming the Cowboys were open to trading a George Pickens, an ideal return would be the first round pick. That's not incredibly likely given his history and the salary he is setting to command. However, that means more realistic return would be a second round selection. So a Dallas currently doesn't have selection in a second round, and adding one might allow them to truly rebuild the defensive side of the ball. So there is many reasons why the Cowboys could be comfortable trading a wide receiver George Pickens. For the Cowboys, trading Pickens wouldn't be completely about the return. While they would be getting more bucks than what they traded for a Pickens in 2025, the real reason they would be open to the move is to avoid paying another receiver high dollar contract after extending a CeeDee Lamb contract in 2024. This is only makes sense. However, if there is a viable wide receiver, perhaps they do not dart in Elian Flowner, who had a strong second season in the NFL. If the Cowboys believe a Flowner could take another steps this year, they might be a more comfortably trading a Pickens and adding a more firepower to their defense. The Dallas Cowboys are armed with a 2 first-round picks in 2026 NFL Draft. With just 3 weeks until the festivity kicks off on the North Shore in the Pittsburgh, the Dallas has plenty of option when a draft rolls around as it continues looking to improve the roster. A common opinion is that the Dallas Cowboys should use both first-round picks on the star and the defensive prospect to improve their put lead unity, which ranked number 13 overall in the league last season. But what if the team decided to use some extra picks to move around in the NFL draft order? That's exactly what Bruce Feldman of The Athletic suggests for the Cowboys should do. In this latest mock draft, Feldman has the Cowboys making a major trade with Arizona Cardinals to land the player number 3 overall picks in the draft. So you would think the Cowboys would have to give up both first-round picks to enter the top 3, right? Not if you are a Feldman. His trade proposal has the Cowboys pulling off the draft day haste that would send the number 12 overall picks and the team third rounder to the Cardinal pick number 3 to land the Texas Tech superstar David Baylor. And also the Dallas Cowboy targets for wide receivers in 2026 NFL draft and mocks. A wide receiver might not be pressing needs for the Dallas Cowboys, but they could still consider adding one of these for prospect in the 2026 NFL Draft. The NFL Draft takes place in 3 weeks, and the Dallas Cowboys currently have 2 picks in the round 1 and 8 selection overall. They are expected to focus on defense early, which makes sense considering this side of the ball was disaster for them in 2025. Head coach Brian Schottenheimer wouldn't rule out an offensive player in round 1, but that feels unlikely unless a premier talent fall to them. Still, the Cowboys are doing their homework on every pair, and that includes a wide receiver even with a CeeDee Lamb and hopefully George Pickens on the roster. Dallas could add more depth. That said, he is look at 4 wide receivers and who would make a sense. Those 4 wide receiver, we're going to see about those 4 wide receiver and who can make a sense when signed with a Dallas Cowboy. Number 1 is Skylar Bailey. At 6 foot and 192 pounds, Skylar Bailey isn't the biggest wide receiver, but also he is dominated during his final season with the Huskies. Bailey had 101 receptions for 1,278 yards and 13 touchdowns. He has the versatility to play inside, the outside, and displayed a solid athleticism at the NFL combined when he can run 40 yards dash on the second and recorded 41 inches on a vertical jump. The other player who has a chance more than other is a Bryce Lance. A Bryce Lance from a North Dakota state. Trey Lance didn't pan out on backup quarterbacks in the Dallas, but perhaps they could have a better luck with his young brothers. A Bryce Lance emerged as a star for a North Dakota state, tapping 1,000 yards receiving in each of his final 2 seasons with a Bisons. He doesn't offer much versatility, seems as primarily an ex-receiver, but he wins a contested passes and has more than enough juice to beat a defenders downfield. Player number 3 is Elijah Virgil on Texas Tech. The Cowboys have been linked to 3 defenders on Texas Tech, with a David Baylor, a Romelo Haight, and Jacob Rodriguez, all named as a potential fits. That doesn't mean that shouldn't be a scouting the Red Raiders offense as well. On that side, the ball, Elijah Virgil stands out as an integrity prospect after locking up 816 yards and averaging 19 yards per catch for a Miami Virgil. Transferred to Texas Tech. With a Red Raiders, he recorded 75 yards and 6 touchdowns. What really would make him popular with a Dallas coaching staff is his competitiveness, and which include his work as a blocker. Also, Omar Cooper Jr., former player of Indiana, is the one receiver the Cowboys have met with is Omar Cooper Jr., who is a potential first-round pick, a well-rounded receiver who can do it all, and a Cooper cautions that could shape the future of the franchise. And right now, all eyes are on the biggest event of the offseason, the NFL draft. This is where a team are built, where the future are decided, and where the next generation of stars begins their journey. For the Cowboys, this draft could be turning points. The right picks could elevate these teams into a true championship contender, and the long ones could leave fans asking what if all over the games. This is your place for a little conversation, a little opinions, and a little passions for a game. So stay tuned, stay engaged, and most important, stay ready, because the journey is just getting started, and you don't want to miss a single moment. So the off-season is always defining a period for every team in the National Football League, but for the Dallas Cowboys, these moments feels even more critical, as the 2026 NFL Draft started, the franchise found itself standing at crossroads between continuing as a competitive team and finally transforming into a true championship contender. Over the past few seasons, the Cowboys have shown a flashes of brilliance, but they have also struggled with inconsistency, especially in the biggest moments. So that is why this draft is not just another yearly event for the Dallas. It is an opportunity to reshape the identity of the team and build a stronger foundation for the futures. At the heart of the Cowboys' current situation is their quarterback Dak Prescott. Prescott remains one of the most important figures in the franchise, a leader with experience and the ability to guide the offense when everything is functioning properly. However, even the best quarterback in the league cannot succeed without elite support around them. In a recent season, Prescott has faced a pressure due to offensive line that has not been dominant as it once was. Injury urging players and inconsistencies have weakened what used to be one of the strongest units in football. This has had direct impact not only on Prescott's performance but also on the entire of offensive system. The running game is another area where the Dallas Cowboys have experienced a noticeable decline during a prime years of Ezekiel Elliott, and the team had powerful and reliable rushing attacks that could control the tempo of the game. Today, some level of dominance is missing. While there have been moments of promise, there is no clear long-term solution at the running back position. In the modern NFL, where offensive balance is a key, having a dynamic running back who can both run effectively and contribute in the passing game is essential. This makes the draft perfect opportunity for the Dallas Cowboys to address these needs and inject a new energy into the offense. When it comes to a passing game, the Cowboys are fortunate to have a true star like CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb has established himself as one of the top wide receivers in the league, capable of making a big plays and carrying significant portions of the offensive load. However, relying too heavily on a single receiver can make an offense predictable. Defenses can adjust their strategies to limit Lamb's impact, forcing other players to step up. This is why adding another wide receiver through a draft could be a crucial move. A fast and explosive players who can stretch the field would not only complement a Lamb but also create more opportunities for the entire offense. On the defensive side of the ball, the Cowboys have one of the most exciting players in the NFL in the Micah Parsons. Parsons has the ability to change the outcomes of the game with his speed, strength, and versatility, and he is kind of player every team dreams to build around. However, football is a team sport, and even a player of the Parsons caliber cannot do everything alone. The Cowboys' defense, while strong in certain areas, still lacks a depth and consistency in others, and strengthening the defensive line and adding a talent to a secondary could significantly improve the overall performance of the unit. As the NFL draft draws closer, the strategy of the Dallas Cowboys become a topic of intense Discussions. One passing approach is to focus heavily on the offensive line, selecting a player who can immediately step in and provide protection for a Dak Prescott. Another approach would be to prioritize skills positions, such as running back or wide receiver, in order to create a more explosive offense. There is also the option of selecting the best player available regardless of position, strategy that can sometimes lead to unexpected but valuable addition to a team. The Cowboys could also consider trading down in the draft, a move that would allow them to acquire additional picks and build a depth across a multiple position. This approach requires careful planning and clear understanding of the team's long-term goals. While it may not provide an immediate impact from a single star player, it can create more balanced and complete roster over time. Ultimately, the success of this draft will depend on decisions made by the Cowboys front office and coaching staff. So every pick carries a certain level of the risk, but it also represents an opportunity. The difference between good teams and the great ones after comes down to how well franchise can identify and develop talent through the draft. For the Cowboys, this is a chance